All right. Good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Council on Aging meeting on April 10th, 2024.
Let's go back 20 years.
I'd like to state that Janet Ouellette, Rita Hare, and Patrick Blake have excused absences.
Nope. Jennifer Hopper.
Oh, Jennifer Hopper. Jesus. Okay, all right. It's that kind of a day already. All right, so Jennifer Hoffer. First on the agenda is to review the minutes from the March 13th meeting. I believe everybody has those. Didn't know if everybody had a chance to read it over. And I will abstain from voting on the minutes as I was not here for that meeting. Then if we're all set, we need a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Report of bills, Patrice.
So under our grant, we paid for the exercise fitness classes and fuel for the van. Under the regular COA general fund, we paid for our phones, some office supplies. That was it, nothing exciting this month.
Okay, so standard. The patron stats and the rides.
So I couldn't pull them yesterday and today. Our system has been down. But I did look at them last week, so I'm going by memory. We had 1,600 plus people since January 1st. That's a really big for us. We were over 5,000 last year. I'm thinking we're gonna be somewhere in the 7s or 8s by next year.
Oh, that's amazing.
And the van had done, as of last week, 758 rides since it got on the road in November. So between snow days, holidays, and other days.
It is.
Yep, and about a little, maybe 8% of that is medical. A lot of people are now getting to the point where they're like, oh, we have a bus that can go to Milford. So as word's spreading, the medical appointments are going up, which is nice.
Yeah.
A lot of people are using it to come back and forth to the center, to go to like the bank and things like that. So, and food shopping, prescriptions.
Kind of
so.
sorry. Yeah, definitely worth it.
We also had a driver who went above and beyond, and we have that employee recognition committee.
Mhm.
So he will be getting an award, I think, at the maybe late May or June meeting. I can't remember which one, June.
Yeah.
We talked about it last month. He had picked up Jennifer and had brought her some crackers and some water because he was thinking that she had been there all day and she'd be hungry. He did it for another client that was going for cancer treatment, and she also had let me know. So
Oh, that's nice.
going above and beyond for
Yeah.
sure. And has been covering. One of our drivers was out with her mother who was on hospice and has since passed, and she is now back. And so we only have 2 drivers, and they're both part-time, so they're really scrambling to fill in. So we've had a couple of days that we've had to cancel rides to the center on our slower days, but none of our medicals. So that's our priority right now.
Yeah, I would say
So we are hiring, and I had a couple of people apply, neither were qualified for various reasons. And so we are still continuing to search. I did put it in the newsletter. It's on every Facebook page. It's posted at the town hall. I'm probably going to put it in the Tribune, and I'm gonna ask if Pat can put it on cable. So, but we desperately need at least 2 more drivers, because covering, like, I have one driver that's out all next week. So it's prioritizing which days were the busiest or which ones were the most important to be able to put the other person in that doesn't want to work full-time. They don't want to work full-time, it's a
Yeah.
part-time job. So, we are short 2, so I need to hire 2 yesterday. And it does take a long time to do the training. I have offered to be a site host as soon as I hire somebody, because some of the training is online and it's sporadic, different classes here and there. But you could probably do it within 3 weeks, because they only offer the classes every so often, but they do have multiple classes. The in-person one, Uxbridge is having one in May, on May 13th, but there's already 7 people on the waiting list. So the in-person one is the most important one for you to have, and you cannot drive the van until you're certified. I did check and say, hey, while they're in training, can we have somebody? No. And I had another person that had applied that actually works for MedStar in their chair van. But that's not a qualification, you have to take all the classes. And he wasn't interested in taking all the classes. It's a van for the town, so it has to be state certified, so. That's kind of how it's working now. So hopefully, we will get some interest and we will get a couple of more drivers and we can continue on, because it definitely is busy, and the busier the rides are, the busier we are, so.
Yeah, I'm happy people are coming forward with the acknowledging the above and beyond, because usually you only hear bad things, you know,
Yes.
so it's nice to hear when somebody does a good
You're right,
job.
people
and,
mostly
you know,
just
that's-
complain and
Right,
don't.
right, so I commend them for
Yeah.
doing that, because that, they do go above and beyond. So the next one, we had a volunteer appreciation dinner. So with that said, first I'd like to acknowledge this board, you know, for volunteering their time to be on the Council on Aging. You know, it's a monthly meeting, and, you know, it's nice to have everybody here and who wants to be a part of, you know, this special center.
Yeah, yeah.
The volunteer appreciation dinner, the employees made all of the food and invited all of their board members to be able to come. And it was set up very nice. Christine was in charge of decor, and it was really beautiful. And the food was delicious, there wasn't a complaint, and everybody really seemed to enjoy themselves.
It was a good
Jim
turnout.
was there, so maybe he would like to speak about it.
Where did you get all those heavy chairs and who carried them down?
The highway.
So the highway department, so those were originally, I think the school gave them to the town.
Yeah.
So they were upstairs at the municipal center, so.
They went
I
down
do-
3 flights.
Right, so commend the highway department for
Oh,
taking all those
These are the
chairs, the
heavy
wooden
oak chairs with the arms.
Yeah, yeah.
Two at a time they brought down.
Yeah, so they did a lot of work setting up, so
They're
we
nice
appreciate
chairs,
what
but
they
they
did.
are
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But, oh, the food was fantastic.
yeah.
It
Yeah, I
was
was
a
sorry I couldn't-
high-protein meal,
Yes.
Was
which
it?
I loved.
Yeah,
but
it was an
I would've
Italian
too.
theme,
Yeah.
wanted to go with the theme, so
Yeah.
we all picked Italian, so it was,
They had a good turnout.
they did have a very good turnout.
Yes.
Yep,
There was 50, 60 people?
yeah.
So, yeah, and it will be planned again next year. Christine and I are on a committee, and part of that committee is appreciating the volunteers for all they do in the town, and I think everybody really missed it. With COVID, we weren't able to have it for, 4 years, so
Yeah, yeah.
to be able to have it again and bring everybody together, and I
Yeah, that's why I
thought it
was sorry I couldn't
Yeah.
go this year,
Yeah.
because it had been so long.
Yeah, yeah, so it was nice, it was
very,
nice,
very nice, so we enjoyed it.
yeah. Upcoming events.
We have a lot.
Okay.
So, first I'd like to say, I think we have 8 veterans coming in tomorrow with their wives for breakfast.
Oh, awesome.
So we're very excited about that, so the word has spread a little bit about that.
I love that.
And we are doing National Grilled Cheese Day with trivia. We do the trivia questions. It's kind of like Boulder Dash. I find a trivia question, and then I find a couple answers that I could sneak in there.
And it's fun.
It's
It
very
is
fun. Jennifer
Yeah.
and I do it as a competition. I won last time,
When's that?
so everybody had better have the game on tomorrow, because I would like to be champion. It's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Yep. We have 30 people signed up for lunch, which is huge.
Oh, nice.
So I think we're gonna be making a lot of grilled cheese sandwiches tomorrow.
Yeah,
So.
sounds it.
We have a movie in the lunch on the 18th. We're doing a craft with Bemis Farms is coming back to do their crafts. We didn't have them for like the last 8-9 months because the prices had gotten very high. We like to keep the craft at $20 or $25, and then of course we always offer a free craft at the senior center too. And the last sheet that I had gotten, everything was like $30 to $40 to $45, and I'm like, that's extreme for us. We, people can't afford that. But she's coming into a rainforest tomorrow for $20. No, not tomorrow. The 25th for $20. So that was affordable, and a couple of other things that we picked for the summer and the fall that were really cute. And these are things that will last. They're, you know what I mean? They're done with dried flowers and stuff, so it's something you'll have for a long period of time.
Nice.
Not just a little flower that's gonna sit and be dead, dead in a week. So, we picked some special things, and, so our regular programs are just booming. We had 17 people for Zumba yesterday, and those were our town people. So now we're extending it to out-of-towners. We had a cancellation list, But at this point, now we have our regular seniors coming back from Florida and other places, so, we'll be starting next week, probably taking down tables, which is a ton.
Yeah.
Ton of work, and moving chairs to another section to be able to have a little bit more space, because it's kind of high impact. The mat yoga class has grown, the chair yoga class has grown. Balance and strength, it depends on the day. Some days it's 100% full and it's over full, and on other days it's not. I think it depends on people's schedule, what body part they're working or what they're doing. You know, in the spring it can be a little whatever. If it's a nice day, most people are like, I'm gonna wash my windows and do my gardening, I'm not coming in today, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so very, very busy with our regular activities. I'm pleased to say that dartboard is being hung on April 26th. I had to get multiple estimates for it, then they had to come in and they had to figure out what was the safest way to hang it without doing a lot of damage to the wall if dots hit somewhere else.
Yeah.
So we came up with a really good plan of, it's like pieces of plywood that have like this special carpet over them. And it looks aesthetically, it looks very nice. And then if the darts go, like they do at my house, anywhere but the dartboard, it's not gonna hit the wall. So
I did that with the magnetic one. Even the magnetic one I put up at I wanted to practice.
Yeah.
And if I miss and it hits my wall, that puts like a little half moon
Yeah,
divot
yeah,
in
yeah.
the wall. So I took just a piece of poster board
Yeah.
and put it behind
Just
the
enough.
dartboard.
Yeah.
So it covers most of it. Every once in a while, it still goes crazy, but that's what
Yeah.
for the same reason, to
Yeah.
protect the rest of the wall.
I see some
These are-
competition coming in here.
Yeah. These are shock tip.
Yes, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So the dartboard will be placed in the middle room, which is the card room. We have enough space. We have a time slot in there when nobody's in there. And we couldn't put it out here because first off, this room is used for everything. But the exercise ladies use the wall
Yeah.
to
Oh,
do their
right.
exercises.
When we have full,
Yeah.
we
Every
use
wall is
all
full.
the walls, because some of the exercises we do up against the wall, so that wall is full.
Yep.
Yeah.
Over there where the tables are, yeah, so.
That's great though.
And on May 2nd, I'm just gonna say it quick, we are gonna be doing Penske eggs with a woman named Celeste. So this is a European tradition, and she received a cultural council grant for it. It wasn't through us, she had applied for it herself. They did do it in Uxbridge, they did it at the library, it was like not sold out because it's free, but they had no room left. She can only have 20 people.
And what is
It
it?
is, it's Polensky eggs, so it's a real egg, very delicate. You draw on it and then you wax it.
Oh.
So it's beautiful. It looks very polished, so to speak, when you're finished. It takes a couple of hours, and it will be, I think, a 1:30 class, so we'll stay late that day. I think she's starting at 1:30, and it takes a few hours to be able to do it and let them dry and all of that. But the library actually called and asked if we had any spots left, and I said, we haven't put it out yet. What we do, we will let you know if we have any spots left, because he had a waiting list from his.
Wow,
So-
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
beautiful.
I
I have
hadn't
pictures of
either.
it. They are gorgeous. They're gorgeous. So, and you can, display them. We have little wooden and plastic pedestals that we have bought for our Easter eggs last year, so if anybody wants to. But she brings all the supplies and everything, and it's free, but only 20 people. So, I encourage you, if you want to come, to get your name on the list real quick.
When is that?
That is going to
May
be
2nd.
on May
Second?
2nd. Yep. At 1:30 in the afternoon. It's a Thursday.
And also, I'd like to say that coming to bingo, it's just such a fun time. And these girls always put on lunch for us, and the lunches are always delicious. So thank you for that.
I was gonna put that under actually other
We
business.
have such a good
but-
time, and the food is so good, and it's really fun, really fun.
So that being said, we started with our little free bingo lunch a couple of years ago, and a little refreshments or a little lunch when we were having an activity. Sometimes vendors would bring in a lunch, or Unibank would do pizza, or we could get a sponsor. In previous years, we had used Tri-Valley, which we don't use anymore. So, but it's becoming increasingly difficult because of the volume. So I'm spending 4 days a week at a grocery store and countless hours in the kitchen, which means that I'm spending nights and weekends doing my administrative work because I just don't have the time. We have for that during the day. We have the dishwasher, so say yesterday we had, 20 people for lunch,
Yes.
right? So you're talking about a bread plate, a condiment dish, a fruit cup, an actual plate, and then silverware, and all the coffee cups. So running the dishwasher is great, and it does dishes, but only a certain amount. You have to wash them before they go in, because it's a sanitizing system, so you can't just throw stuff in there. And so it's really taking probably, like I was at the grocery store at 8 o'clock yesterday, and we finished in the kitchen about maybe 1:30, 1:45, so it's a really good chunk of our day. We're trying really hard to keep the meals at $4, but moving forward, if this continues to grow, like we have 30 people signed up for National Grilled Cheese tomorrow, which means I have to go to the store and buy all the stuff.
Right.
And then we're making 30 grilled cheese sandwiches in a small little kitchen on skillets.
Mhm.
When it was 5 or 10 people, it was different, so our volume has gotten so tremendous.
Mhm.
But like I said, the food shopping, the cooking, all of that is
There's a lot to it.
exhausting.
Mhm.
And the planning, and the going from store to store to keep it at a certain price.
Mhm.
You know, I'm going to Aldi in Connecticut and prepping for certain meals through a month. I can do it for a month in advance, if it's dry goods and things that.
Right, right.
And then popping in to get things like meat and things that are fresh over at one of the other stores. So during the food program, we did have a delivery that would come in with food, which wouldn't be sustainable because we're not making 150 meals a day. But trying to figure out if there is a restaurant or the other senior centers are hiring a part-time cook. And that part-time cook is in charge of doing whatever. Because tomorrow morning when we come in, we have to cook breakfast for the veterans and then go right into making the lunch for tomorrow afternoon. So you can see as administratively,
Right.
there's only me, Jen, and half the time Jill.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of volume.
It's a
So
lot of
I'll
work.
continue
It's
to
a
do
lot
it
of
until I
work.
can replace it, but I'm
Yeah.
looking to kind of replace it at this point.
Right.
I can't sustain it anymore by myself.
Yeah, so I'd say, I think, we should look into the part-time cook, you know, so maybe we can come up with like a job description, you
Yep.
know, what that person would
Yeah.
do, and then maybe approach, the town administrator.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably, this fiscal year wouldn't happen.
Right.
So maybe next fiscal year.
Yep.
That way, you know, that would be a huge asset to the center, you know, and let you and
Because
Jen
at
do
the
what you gotta do.
church, we have, the people that work in the kitchen are all certified.
Right.
They're all certified.
But this is this is a little bit different. You have to make a meal that's nutritious. You have to put it in for a budget. You have to
Right.
physically shop for it, and you have to be
Yeah.
certified in order to cook it.
Yeah.
So it really is like a position. I mean, you
Right.
have to figure
Yeah.
out, you know,
Yeah.
there's a lot
Yeah.
more to it than just
Yeah.
going in the
Doing
kitchen and
the
whipping
cook.
up a meal.
Right.
And I know Gary Carter does all that for the meals.
Yeah.
Gary
Yeah.
does all of that for the
Yeah.
meals. And, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
I know he says that, it's a
Yeah.
lot of work.
I mean, St. Patrick's Day
Yeah.
that was a big one. Again, we don't have 25 or 30 people anymore. Everything's
Right,
doubled
that's the
here.
thing, right.
So that's what it is.
absolutely.
It was easy to go in and just make a meal for 15
Yeah.
Right,
bingo
right.
players. Now you've
Yeah.
got the whole
Yeah.
room is full.
Right.
As far as some of the time you spend shopping, you know, maybe if you talk to Pam, the Sunshine Club members, some of us could volunteer. If you've got a list, and it's just a matter of running to the store for you, so you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'd have no trouble getting some of us to go do that. That would help a little bit.
Yeah.
And like I
that's
said,
nice.
I don't mind. I'm
No,
happy
no,
every
it's-
day that the place is full, and I'm happy that everybody
Right.
loves the food. I love the homemade touch that we're able to put on the
Yeah.
food, and
Yeah.
everybody does too. And getting a meal for $4 in your entertainment, your card for $1 for bingo, or even the
Right.
stuff the Sunshine Club is doing,
Right.
it's important.
Mhm.
And food is camaraderie, and
Right.
it's social, and
Yeah.
you saw how it
Yeah.
was when you went to the volunteer dinner. It's nice to just be in a group
Yeah.
Yeah.
and have a day or a night out. But I mean, moving forward, as we continue to grow, it's just
Yeah.
not gonna be sustainable, because on top of the administrative duties that I have, I do the outreach,
Mhm.
and we have the van that we're dealing with scheduling constantly, so
Right.
there's a lot more in the pot than there used to be. And there's
Right.
only so many hours in a day.
Mhm.
So I am spending a lot of time, like I said,
Yeah.
nights and weekends doing stuff.
Yeah.
Now, does Oxbridge have a full-time cook?
No, so I think they don't do, I wanna say they must have a Meals on Wheels program, but I think their Meals on Wheels might come out of somewhere else. I'm not really sure. I haven't really investigated. I just saw it on Facebook. So they have a woman named Pat that cooks a couple of days a
Yes.
week. And that's what it is. It's not every day. And I'm not trying to deliver meals. We already have that. I'm not trying to be inventive. It's the bingo is a big group, so that every Tuesday you're cooking for that. The veterans is once a month. That's not a big deal at all.
Yeah.
Just happens to be on a day that we have a huge program, and never did I imagine. And then you have people that are coming in for a program, because Thursday's our only day for a program, but you have people that are here for cards and then coming for cards, so they're stopping for lunch at the same time, which is great.
Right.
So that's added to our volume as well.
Mhm.
So, and like I said, it used to just be this, and
Yeah.
this, and now it's like, wow, we've just grown, and as
Yeah.
we're growing and growing, and like I said with the St. Patrick's Day, that was a lot of people.
Yeah.
60 meals,
Right, yeah.
you know, whereas in the past it was, 35, 40, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No, I think it's great that you do that, because there's a lot of people who live by themselves, so they come here and actually have dinner with somebody, you know?
Yes.
So, and that's means a
And
lot to them, you know,
that's
it's,
the important thing,
Right.
I know, the new lady that I brought,
Yes,
Barbara.
yeah.
This woman was so isolated.
Yeah.
She, you know, when she started coming to our church, so that's how I got friendly with her. And she was always saying, I'm so lonely all the time. And I said, why don't you try coming to the senior center? I said, it's a really happy place to be. And now she comes to bingo, she comes to
Movies,
craft,
she comes
yeah.
to movies,
And
yeah.
she
Good,
loves
good.
it. She absolutely loves it.
And now she's met other people.
Oh, yeah.
So even if she's not here, she'll still come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I wasn't here one day for bingo, but she came anyway,
Yeah.
and she
Yeah.
got along fine with everybody,
Yeah.
and, you know, she said it's just so amazing because it's changed her life.
yeah,
It
and that's what
really
it's about,
has.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Like
No,
I said,
I'm
I'm not
okay with it.
complaining about it.
Oh, no,
I'm
no,
just
but
forewarning
it's-
that it's,
right.
as moving
It's-
forward, we have
right.
just a residential commission.
Right,
Kitchen.
right.
It's not even actually, if it was bigger, it'd probably be easier.
Right.
Is
You,
there
um,
a long-term that we may have to move out of here, Patrice?
My long term would be that we can move upstairs, because I love it here. I think the seniors,
And it's so
and
central.
everything has
Yeah.
been touched by a senior. The murals,
Yeah,
Right.
the painting,
Those who would have to be
Yeah.
cut out and brought somewhere with us.
yeah, like literally, it's become
Yeah,
home,
right.
right?
It's
And-
home.
And
Yeah.
it's comfortable for people are used to being
Yeah.
here. And I think over the last decade, every single solitary change that's been made here has been really positive and made family, it's
Right.
family, so it's like a home.
yeah.
Are they
Yes.
thinking of moving the post office, or
I-
you saying you?
No, not
Nope,
anytime
not
soon.
anytime soon.
But they, I
But that would
did
be
hear
the ideal
that they
place.
are, looking at what they might be able to do with both the schools, the old two-room schoolhouse and this one. If you need more room, possibly that could be a consideration.
Yeah, that one
No.
we had looked
No.
into.
Shut down.
and, Yeah.
Jim,
we
you're
had to,
shaking your
yeah,
head.
Because of the school right up the street and,
No.
Oh, too
Yeah.
much traffic and stuff
We
like
spent
that?
5
It-
years on
it-
that school
yeah,
study
that-
committee for this grammar school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Couldn't give it away,
yeah.
and,
well, I guess they're discussing things that they might be able to do with both of them.
Okay. Yeah,
Well-
the old VFW, that's,
I mean, it's too bad that they
Mm.
left that
That
building.
too.
It's in really bad shape.
the VFW.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, I went to school
Oh,
there.
I did too.
and It was
Fourth grade
such,
there.
you know, it could have been such an asset to
Yeah,
the
it could have,
town,
yeah.
really.
which one?
The VFW?
The one
Oh.
up behind us.
I
Yeah.
know that the highway superintendent and the building maintenance manager, his other 6 titles, had done a tour, and I did watch the video of the tour through the old school, because I had never been in there.
Oh.
The VFW, I was in once to grab some old school furniture or something for here. And the old fire station I had been in once or twice. But it was fascinating, and the fact that these buildings have just been just dilapidating
so
over
sad.
time.
It is,
And
it
it's
is.
Why
sad,
did
but
that
we
happen?
didn't, because we didn't have the money.
There's no funds.
There was no funding for it.
But when they started building all these new schools, why was not using those buildings taken into consideration?
I know
Christine?
the old elementary school up here was talked about as for school administration at one point, but then, because it was, you know, it was on the school owned it.
Yes.
Why they didn't go through with that, I don't know, and then they ended up, you know, giving it back to the town.
Yeah, it's just so
Yeah.
sad that those buildings are just sat
It
there
is.
rotting.
But I think I mean, I know that Adam is kind of on it and people are aware of it, and as
Yeah.
things move forward, I think they are trying to put money into these buildings to keep them going, like the
Right.
town hall and this building and
Right.
such.
Yeah,
And I know I think the first building that's gonna be new is the highway department, right?
Yeah.
It goes highway, police, and then,
to build?
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Highways
they have to-
first.
Yeah, we're looking at highway with a little addition onto the fire station for, sleeping quarters.
Yep.
And then after that would be the police department, yeah. So, yeah, the highway department's all in the works now to. they've
Maybe
already done
my,
pricing and all that.
My next 10 years before I retire.
Yeah, I don't see that very far down the road, a new senior center.
We need it
We-
now,
we do.
but we
Those,
make it
the
do.
schools offer location. It's much cheaper now to tear a building down and build a new one than it is to rehab an
Yeah.
old one.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's not a historic building.
I mean, they would have to gut that whole.
Oh,
entire
absolutely,
building.
yeah.
Because even way back when my kids were in school in the band, we used to store the band uniforms in there. And even back then, it was a disaster in there, awful.
Oh,
Yeah.
now it's even worse.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They had a
That's
haunted
this one
house up there
there
for a while.
You're
Yeah.
talking about?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
that was fun.
this one
That was
in the
fun.
VFW.
That was really fun.
The
Yeah.
two-room schoolhouse, wouldn't that be an antique building, a historical building? No?
No,
How long was that there,
Which one?
the two-room
the
schoolhouse?
The
VFW.
Oh, gosh.
And that's in really bad
Right.
shape as well.
Oh, yeah, that's really.
Really
bad.
bad shape.
That'd be have to tear down.
Yep, that's what it's.
Well, you
come down
went
to.
there, Janet, you said? You went to the old VFW?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't know what year that was
It's
built
really
then.
old then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did.
Jim, we
was
don't
it
use that word here.
VFW first, or was it a
Let's
school
not
first?
focus
Oh, it's
on
a
my
school
age.
first,
Yeah.
the
And then the
VFW used to
VFW.
come
I
down
think it's in
here,
the
I
same realm
believe.
as
It did,
Yes.
yeah.
And then where that building was empty,
They went up there for.
they went up there and, did they lease that or rent it or?
I don't think they.
No, because it was empty when the school department
Yeah,
used to
but the
store the band
VFW
uniforms.
didn't pay anything
it
to
was-
use it.
Not
It
to
never
my
was
knowledge.
used for anything.
I think that one should.
So
be-
it's a dream, but
It's a
for right
nice
now,
location.
we're here and we're making the best of it.
Can we, who owns this building?
The
The
town,
town,
town, yeah.
they have a lease. They have a
Yeah.
lease.
yeah, right.
They have a lease until
I heard-
2025, I believe, or 2025 or 2026. But they have a lease. And so it's a matter of whether they renew their lease or if they move somewhere else. If those two things were to happen, it would still be a lot of money to renovate up there.
Oh,
Would
yeah.
it be
Then it'll
possible
take us
ever
2 months
that
to
they
get
would
mail.
close that post office for financial reasons?
They'd
It's,
have to
it's,
find another place in town.
Right.
I
You have
never
to-
understand why if you're mailing something to someone in Douglas,
It'd be
it has
nice
to
if
go to
actually you could have
Boston
two
first.
first.
It would be
And then
so
it's
great.
handicap accessible in and out
Right.
both.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yep, but
can dream.
we can dream.
Yes.
For now, we'll just be
That's it.
happy that we're so full every day.
Oh,
Have what
yeah.
we
Everybody
have.
says it's a really good problem to have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so next on the agenda is the parking lot.
So the parking lot, I was at the FinCom meeting last night, it is there. What happened was, it appears in 2022, if I'm reading it right, there was a quote for $50,000 or $90,000, something. By the time 2023 came, and they were ready to do it, because you have to get a scope of a project, you have to get a certain amount of bids, right?
Yeah.
It's over what, $10,000 or $15,000, so you have to do
Yeah.
procurement, there's a bunch of other stuff, right? So as a result of it, I think it's now $140,000.
It's probably
Lord.
double.
Wages are up, everything's
So
up.
it is on, I believe,
I think it's on the Capitol
it's on capital.
for this year, right?
For this year.
Yeah.
So it has to go through town meeting, and when it does, the plan is to, I talked to the police chief, to make a slow rise kind of bump, I think is what they
Okay,
call
yeah.
it, not a speed bump, because the plows would take them up, over here, and they're gonna put up some more signage as well, because it is very dangerous coming in and out of the parking
Oh,
lot.
my God.
If, as we've been talked about for a long time,
So we can't have a stop sign, right? That was.
we couldn't have a stop sign because it would back up Main Street, but we can have 2 or 3 bumps that people would not be able to like go over.
Yeah.
That would be plow safe. So when they
Yeah.
do the paving, that will be incorporated. And I'm
Okay, that's
hoping that
good.
it's gonna happen early summer,
Yeah.
but that would,
The
and as far as I
asphalt
know,
plant will be opening soon,
yes.
so.
And as far as I know,
Yeah.
according to Adam, we probably, if we had to close, it might just be for a Friday, or we might not have to at all if they come on a Friday afternoon. So it's not gonna be like 2 or 3 days closed, I'm hoping. But summertime is not we don't plan a whole lot of events here during the summer outside of our regular craft and movie stuff and our regular programs, so.
Yeah.
Because people are on vacations and it's hard to get speakers and such, but, so hopefully it'll happen this summer and it won't affect us.
And it'll be the whole parking lot, post office extended. in the
Everything,
back.
and right out to here, the speed
The big-
bumps.
Right, okay.
Yep, so,
Yeah, those speed bumps are definitely necessary.
Yeah,
Yep.
without a doubt.
I just can't believe how fast some of
I
these
can't-
people go flying
Oh.
on that road.
oh, I'm like this every day leaving, putting my hands up at people like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, everyone's in a hurry
Janet,
nowadays.
it's just like trying to get out of our street. You can sit there for
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
awful.
it
The
is.
volume
And
is.
I won't leave between 3 and 6 anymore. I won't
No,
try to leave
no.
my house between 3 and 6.
Yeah, that's.
Not if you're gonna take a left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what happened to the blinking sign, Jane?
I don't know, maybe since they put that dead end, that sign up, they thought maybe, it wasn't doing any good anyway.
No, it
People
wasn't.
didn't slow down to 25. I mean, you take your life in your hands even just trying to cross
Oh,
the
it's
street.
horrible.
Yeah.
Now, I walk right out into the crosswalk. And, you know, I make sure they're still far enough back, but some of them, like
They
last
look
minute.
at you like
last
you're
minute, They
nuts.
say, oh, there's somebody there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Depending on the time of the day too, the sun coming down is a hazard as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and those bushes
Yeah.
in front
You
of
know,
the brick
if they
house.
if they would.
You have to
them.
edge your way out almost into the
You have
street
to at least be up to the white line.
because you
on the sign.
cannot see.
Right.
You cannot see whether there's people coming.
You know, Jen, even if they cut them down to half the height, then you could see.
Don't they have a problem getting out of the street?
I think they work from home, so they don't have to go anywhere, or, you know,
Yeah,
at that
those
time.
bushes are definitely a hazard
Yeah.
Yeah.
for all of us to try to get out of there, definitely.
I was just thinking that the other day, just get them halfway what they are, still look nice. Plus, they had all their decorations up for Halloween, you couldn't see them because they were behind the hedges.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it would be to their advantage
And
too.
when Marty lived there, didn't Marty have them cut right down?
I think they might have been low.
I think Marty had them cut right down, but then they grow
Yeah.
back, so,
So,
all right.
so next is the Sunshine Club news. I know Pam's not here. I don't know, Jim, you want to report anything or no?
How was Friday night?
I was going to tell you that Friday night was a complete success.
What was Friday night?
They packed the place. It was, I keep going to call it Cinco de Mayo, but that's coming up. Well,
It was a
what-
barbecue and
they-
line dance.
Barbecue and line
Yep,
dance.
Friday night.
Yeah, they went to one of those barbecue places and ordered a big tray of the pulled pork and they had baked beans and
Cornbread.
cornbread and they had, the place was packed. The
Where
people
was
that
it,
did
Jim? Where was it?
Right here.
Oh, it was here.
Oh, yeah.
So it was
And,
packed.
all this was wide open and full of people doing line dances. They hired
That's
somebody
awesome.
to come in and do it, and I
Everyone-
sat over there and watched.
You
But they,
didn't want a line dance?
no, the crowd really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's good.
They've gone to others and said, this girl that did this job,
Yeah, that's
It was
good.
a fun
Really?
Friday night event for you guys, you know, for seniors.
Mm.
And the tickets were cheap, right? Was it $5 or $10 or? For dinner and dancing?
It was a lot less than what it cost us, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't remember the price.
I think it was $10 for the ticket.
She said they have 40-something people.
Oh,
That's a good number.
that is a
isn't
good
it?
number. That's,
Well, I think we had decided, or last time that we did line dancing, it was during the day, that 40 people when you're doing a dance is capacity.
Yeah.
If you're just doing a dinner or a bingo or something, you
Yeah.
could go
Yeah.
as high as
Yeah.
50.
Yeah.
But when you need the room.
Yeah, 'cause everybody's
Yes.
shift.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a good time was had by all. They were raving about it Monday.
yeah, I love that.
We counted, I think, 36, not counting all of us that were working.
Wow.
So we had probably 45 meals, I would guess. But
That's amazing.
well attended,
That's just so
and
good to
looking
hear.
forward
It
to
is.
the
You know,
next
people are
function.
coming.
Now, Cinco de Mayo you're doing that in May.
May 5th.
I know you guys are doing a Mexican kind of theme. Are you having entertainment? Do you know?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, the Sunshine Club does a terrific job, and you know what, it's not geared for, a lot of the older seniors are coming and the younger ones are coming, so it's kind of nice, and it's pulling people in from other groups like the pickleball or from other towns that want to just be social. I mean, it's a nice date night for you and your spouse, or you and your bestie, just to be able to come out and have fun.
Yeah, they're gonna have, I think they're gonna have a DJ for that,
Yes. Yeah.
because we're trying to think of appropriate music and songs.
Mariachi band.
All right, other business.
I kind of went through everything as we were going through it, with hiring the van and the food and stuff, so.
Trees.
Yeah.
When did they start the second day for the tree,
Podiatrist?
foot doctor? Yeah.
So, that started the last time he was here, I think it was in January. So he's coming today from 12 to 2:30, and he's coming tomorrow from 10 to 12. So our foot doctor is so busy that we actually have 30+ people using it. So we have 2 days now with a podiatrist coming out, and it's, I think, every 9 weeks or 10 weeks, however they, it's scheduled by your Medicare, Medicaid or something.
Right.
So, yes, we now have 2 dates, so that's also,
Well, I didn't
Like
know
tomorrow-
that last month because I couldn't come.
yeah. Well, you gotta remember though, we have 2 days, so the
But I
appointments are
didn't know
full.
you had 2
Yeah, but
days
you don't
then.
get to choose the day, so whatever you were one of our original ones. The extra day is for the overflow. So unless we had a cancellation, we wouldn't be able to put you on. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well,
The
I
schedule is already
canceled,
made.
but I could have came the other day.
No, because
and
it
I
was
didn't.
full. It was full.
Yeah.
So you couldn't have come, yeah, yeah.
So I didn't go last month and it was awful.
Yeah. Well, you're here today.
Yeah.
Right, yep, yep.
But Just about
Anyway,
here.
you called, I don't know if she
Yeah.
called everybody, but I did get a call from her yesterday.
Yep,
Yeah, well,
Just a reminder.
yep.
I always come, but I couldn't make it
Yeah.
and I didn't want to wait, but I had to wait. My daughter's trimming my nails. Just so I, put my sock on. and It was awful.
Yeah. Just because we have 2 days doesn't mean we can swap people in and out.
Oh,
Because it says he has a set schedule, every 15 minutes, and
yeah, yeah.
it's busy, and it's a lot on the staff too, like I have to call an extra staff person in to be able to get everybody in, do them, remake their appointments and send them back out. So Jill will be doing just that today.
Appointments.
Tomorrow, on top of Veterans Breakfast, the pitch group is tremendous. The card groups have grown like nobody's business, right? So, and then some of them stay now for the hand and foot, which is nice in the afternoon. So tomorrow, Dr. B is gonna be in my back office, because I have nowhere else to put him. We got a veterans breakfast in that room. We have chair yoga out here. We have cards going on in there. There won't even be a parking spot. And the podiatrist, and then we'll be, after veterans breakfast, cleaning everything else and making lunch for the afternoon. So tomorrow will be a day.
Have you put any thought into finding another place for the podiatrist?
There is no other place to put him.
Like a totally different location, is that what you're talking about?
We don't have another location to put them. And it's easy in and out for our seniors.
I realize that.
Yeah, yeah. So, but and it's
Something at the
only,
town
To think
hall.
of a place.
Wednesday's not a problem. It's now that Thursdays are so busy, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Because Thursdays, that room is used. And there's too many of them in the conference room.
After he's
And the time
done.
that they actually play cards, I can't put them out here because we have 2 events tomorrow. But if we know far enough in advance, can I change the card time and put them out here right after chair yoga, maybe at 9:30 or 9:45, or you know what I mean? So probably we'll be moving forward, but tomorrow we have a big event, so I can't do that. Yeah, so. We doing what we can do.
But
And I
then
can't do
there's a
the
certain
bathrooms, I
amount
can't
of,
hire a bathroom.
No, nothing at the town hall.
Nope. And it's not easy for people to get in and out of there.
No, it's not, it's a long walk.
Right, so,
and there's a certain amount of cleanup after he's done.
correct, that takes the staff.
So that takes staff time and it takes time away from everybody else when it comes to using that room until you're ready to go again. And there's no rooms at the municipal center?
It's not senior friendly, Jim.
I realize
Like
that.
Jana isn't gonna go up to the town hall and see the podiatrist. So we have to have it here. Like I said, it's just a matter of probably the next time that he's here, we won't have a big event on that Thursday. We had all of these events scheduled before we got his schedule, because we do everything 6 months in advance. I mean, I've already planned everything for next October and December. I mean, it's done. And that's how you have to do it, to book things and do things. And plus you're hitting special days. National Grill Tuesday is Friday, we're doing it Thursday. Moving forward, now that we know we have him for 2 days, the card group can come out here, it's not a big deal, because we don't have anything on a Thursday afternoon unless we have an event. And if I have to put pitch for a half hour forward, nobody's gonna care, once every 2 or 3 months. You know, so, but we have a lot of seniors that are, seniors,
Right,
elderly seniors,
Right.
so it's easier in and out for them.
yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, I'd love a different location, but it's just not gonna be feasible with the age group that he's servicing, is the 90-plus crowd, and a couple of 80s.
Yeah. And at the municipal center, anybody that's got mobility issues, and I know I have my own, even if you park
User-friendly.
in the handicap spot, that is one long walk to the building if you're hurting. It really is.
And you have to go all the way up the ramp to where Christine's office is
Yeah.
if have a walker or something, because you can't get up the stairs that
Can't
go
get
in the
up,
first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not user friendly.
Yeah, it's not good for us old people.
The only time we used it was for the couple of meetings that we had up there when we first reopened, well, before we reopened, and then the Zumba class and the chair yoga, because
Yeah.
those are people that are very spry.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
so. But we're just
Well, we
gonna,
went
I just, you know what I do, I have the motto,
Yep.
I used to say 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time, now it's like one event at a time. You just kind of rethink it and just try to do the best you can and all the pains.
And that's how you can,
Yes,
you know.
yeah,
Can I ask
Gotta
about
work with
something
what we
else?
got.
sure, of course.
Just for my own information, you work on the same schedule as the schools, as far as being open and closing when the schools are closed, right?
So the staff is here. The
Yeah.
staff is always here unless the town hall closes.
We know that they try their best, but every once in a while, the superintendent or whoever calls off school makes a mistake. And we just learn to live with it. On those days, like last Thursday, are you required to follow the school schedule, or do you choose to?
No, we were required to, but the thing is that last Thursday, I came in from Connecticut. 16 was a mess, this parking lot was a mess, the ramp was a mess. It was,
dangerous for people out
it
there
was
driving.
icy, raining, snowing,
Yes.
sleeting, raining. and then
Trees
there's-
coming down.
Yeah, and so there was a lot of different factors to that, and I know that the highway superintendent and the police and fire chief and the superintendent do take a lot of thought into whether they should close or not. Now, yes, we have had the occasion of when I canceled, not this year, but last year, St. Patrick's Day for the 18 inches of snow we were gonna get, we had a half an inch.
Yeah.
That,
That's Mother Nature.
that's Mother Nature, and I can't do anything about it. We're here, so if somebody needs to come in because they need a referral, I mean, we're open. We're just not open for programs. So if you wanted to come in and grab a puzzle and you felt safe driving, again, the priority for the highway department, when the school is closed and the senior center is closed, is making sure that all the roads are safe. It's not our ramp,
Right,
right?
right.
So, because we're, you know, the town hall's open, if the town hall's closed, then everybody's closed. But yeah, I know, it's frustrating because, but last Thursday, I 100% agreed with that. I actually was, it
Yeah.
took me an hour and 10 minutes to get here because 395 and 16 was so bad. There was cars all over 395 in the middle of the grass strip there, and, yeah, so it was like a 30-mile-an-hour commute for me.
Yeah.
And that was pushing it, yeah, so, but, so I did agree with that one, but some of the other ones, but once it's canceled, and that's how every town is. Every town does that. Some people have delays, so if the school had been delayed, we would have been open, because the delay doesn't really affect us.
Right.
Because we open at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I know that a lot of things were canceled, and the other
No, and
centers
it
were
was
closed as
bad,
well.
because I never left my house.
Yeah, it
My
was.
stairs were all icy, the driveway was icy, so.
Jim, she's trying to take you out.
Yeah, she's just trying to hit you over the head, Jim.
So I do agree, sometimes it's a hit or miss,
Yeah,
but 99% of the time,
yeah.
it's worth it. But we were here, if you wanted to come in and do the puzzle, you could have.
Like, make a phone call to see,
Yeah.
you know, if you can
Yeah,
stop in.
we're always here unless it's something really major.
Right,
Yep.
yeah, so they have that option.
He's contemplating, I can tell.
Well, I think because they had a card group, so by the afternoon,
Yeah.
maybe at 1 o'clock when they wanted to come in and play cards, they probably could have. There's no rule that says we can't let you in. It's just that we close when the school closes, it just makes it transparent and easy.
Right. Anything else, Jim?
Sunshine Club is.
We'll have to wait for
Pam,
the advisor to get back from Cancun.
She's having it rough right now.
yeah.
Look at that, look at
She's pre-tanning for the
He's so
summer.
happy.
All right. The next meeting date.
We're having a Mother's Day tea on the 8th, so that's gonna be really, no, it's the 9th. We could do the 8th or the 15th. I think Pam is out the week of the 13th. You wanna shoot for the 8th? Because that'll be after town meeting, so.
Before the town election. Yeah.
Oh, it's before the town election.
Town election's the 14th.
So the 8th is would work good for you.
Yeah, that would.
We'll do the 8th.
Yep, May 8th at 9 o'clock.
Does that work for everybody?
I will email, Jennifer will know because she does the minutes. And I will email Pat and we'll let Rita know. And everybody will get a letter.
Okay. 9. All right. Then if we are all set, motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
Thanks everyone for coming.